All right, so at this point, I've established 4 different unit forms. I know I said 3, but I said also you can, if you think of more, submit 4. I've kept these kind of minimal in terms of how many single cells I'm combining into or creating a unit form from. So this is 3, 3, 3, and this is 2. You can go up to 4. I wouldn't go any more than 4 for now, just to kind of get a sense. So these are 3 different ideas that could generate many more ideas. So I'm going to commit to one of these now. I'll start with one of these first, but I'm going to see them all through, unless one just really screams out at me and says, hey, this is it. Let's just do it. So I'll start off with this one here. Just it's an easy thing to put together. It's just a couple doubles here. So I'm just going to put these on the side, and I'm very carefully lifting them because they're easy to fall apart, and you will find that frustrating later on. So I made a few of these here. Okay, so there's a couple ways you could think about putting these together, and that's the other challenge. So one challenge, much like you're creating a unit form, you're kind of creating a unit form if you think about this as a single cell now, and how are you going to put these together? So there's ways you could try to connect these. First, you could stack them. I was trying that, it clearly didn't work. I could stack it like this, and it feels like this just touches that, but this kind of rides flat here, which is nice. And then this just touches that. Interesting. And if I got another one here to do that same thing, okay. And then what I would do is I would tape these together. It feels like this design really wants to be a radial. So it's kind of nice. It's nice on that side. It's nice here. It's nice on that side. It's almost like doing 2 opposite things. It's going 2 different directions. Before I commit to this, I want to explore my other options too. I just want to see what happens if I go in this direction, connect it face to face with the other guy. Well, I think I like this a little better. So just don't go with your first inclination. And it's funny because this, what I'm doing here, is really similar to a unit form that's over here. It's kind of the same thing. I think it is the same thing. I can't tell, it's in reverse. But it's funny how sometimes that happens where you take a unit form and then you just connect it onto something else and it becomes the same thing. I really like this concept here. So what I would do is tape these together and make more and see how many I can get. And the other thing, you're going to find there's going to be so many solutions to just one concept. Just by doing this, I could find probably 4 or 5 different ideas that might be viable. But before I do that, let me just kind of rip out some tape so I can quickly connect these. And the reason I'm saying that is because I put this down, and now I'm looking at it as it's laying flat. And it's doing something else here, which is interesting. That could lead to something. I don't know. But for now, I think I'm just going to go. This is where it gets hard. It's hard to like hold on to these things. I recommend you just tape one side first and get the other side going. It's going to hold better if you can tape the front and the back. And you definitely want to repeat this. You can see how far I went down here. You just want to make that the same turn, the same distance, which that looks about good. So I'm just going to put a piece of tape here, piece of tape here. And then I'll tape those together. All right. Now I can tape the other side. I wish I had more tape. I wish I had prepared more tape so I didn't have to do that. Okay. That's good enough for the moment, for the video. And so this is the way the uniform's starting to form. You can clearly see that this gap is bigger than this gap. But again, I'm just running this through and seeing where it goes. So what I would do is put together a couple more and just to see where that goes, and you're going to document it. And I just remember how I put this together. So I had one going in this direction and then one going in this direction. So it's kind of like, oh, that's nice how it stands up like that. So it's like that. It's easy to make a mistake. I think this is right. Yeah, there we go. And I believe I had, is that right? Yeah, that's right. Okay. Oh, that's right. The bottom of it, that's what I did. The bottom of it kind of just touched the corner there. That's how I made this consistent. I think I just did something like this. All right. Unit form done. Now I have 4 unit forms, but the interesting thing about this, when you put these together and you have, I mean, this is what, 6 pieces, 6 single cells. This can also be considered, a unit form. I could make another one of these and try to put that together and connect it with this form. Clearly this is starting to do this radial design, but there might be another opportunity. And again, this will drive you nuts. The tape always falls off. But it might present another opportunity. I kind of like how it just stands up on this side and you kind of go in this direction. You don't know until you follow through and you're like, oh, it could do this, it can do this, it can do this. So take advantage of what it can do as you're experimenting and exploring your options. So this would end up being here. And I guess the more this starts to turn, I'd have to make more of these to see it through. So what I'm going to do is I will take apart my forms and I will see this through. Before that, you're going to watch me take this, because you can kind of start to see it form. I mean, that's your better viewpoint, but I do like what's happening there. And it's kind of nice, it's standing up and it's starting to do one of these things. And you don't know what's going to happen until you keep adding more to it. That's kind of nice too. In the back, these are going to be in, these will line up a certain way once, if they're glued consistently and your single cells are made correctly and all that stuff is in your favor. I just need a piece of tape. And you're going to struggle with this. It gets frustrating. Like, you can kind of see what I'm dealing with now. I think it goes picture. I forget. But whatever. I'm just going to leave it for the moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to speed up the footage and get this as far as I can with the full 20 forms that I have. All right, so after some technical issues, I finally was able to make these, I kept reversing my single cells, and I couldn't get it back to its original, how I originally taped it, and that's another frustrating thing about this. But, so what I've made is, let me just break this down. This is a single cell, this is a unit form, the two of them. I connected 4 unit forms together, a total of 8 single cells. I made that same exact design here, so I just duplicated it. But anything that's more than 2 is a unit form. So this is now can be considered a unit form. So I just basically made another unit form. And I can either connect these like this, and you can kind of see something, this really beautiful circle that's starting to form in the center. Whoa, please don't follow me now, not during the video. But there's other possibilities you can explore. I'm wondering what happens if I stack it. Does it rest on anything? Is it just balancing in midair? I don't think that's gonna do anything. Can I flip it and turn it? Is that gonna do anything? No, it's not really, it's not touching face to face. I can't really glue it. I don't want it just to sit there. It's gonna look a little forced. So you really want to explore all your other options of what you can do. This is clearly, you know, you can do this. And this might kind of work out. I'm not sure. I kind of like how it might be able to just to kind of step up and not form a full circle, but almost be, sounds cheesy, but like a rainbow design. And then it starts from here and then ends here, but it's standing up almost like a tire that's sliced halfway or maybe a third of the way up. That could be interesting. So that to me would be where my idea is going now. And I still have 4 more single cells that I could add here just to get a sense, but I have a pretty good idea what's going to happen. And this is what you would submit to me. So this is one concept pursued. And then you can just tape it together. I'm just taping the 2 forms together. And photograph it in a couple different ways. Photograph it like this. Photograph it like this, so I can kind of get an idea. But if you see here, I don't know if you can tell, but if this came full straight down, this could be on the flat bottom plane, and if it came further down, this could be on the flat bottom plane, and it would really activate space. It would be about this tall, which is, I don't know, about 12 inches off the ground. That's good. You don't want this to be flat. You don't want this to be one-dimensional. I'm almost like a fish. It's almost like a 2D design, or a two-dimensional thing is a fish. I mean, it does have some depth to it, but you want to have it more depth, height, width, and depth. So you want it to be X, Y, and Z. You want to activate all dimensions of space. So for now, document this, and then you would take this apart, and then you would explore another option. And then you would take that, put your uniforms together and try to see how you can connect this and see where this leads you. Again, as you're connecting this, you want to find all the options that are available there as well, and then you're going to document your best one. For right now, this is basically what's available with this here, and that's my best option, I think. I could take apart my unit forms again and probably get something else, but for now I think I would go with this concept. I like it. It activates this. It goes in different directions. I exploit the point. I also exploit this flat, interesting side here. So I'm showing both parts of the design itself. Kind of has like a fan look to it. Whoa. So leaning towards this, see where this takes me, and then you're going to, one of the other designs that you saw me take apart, the uniform designs, you're going to explore one of those. So you're going to explore your top 3 designs and see where it takes you, and then I'm going to help you decide which direction to go. And make sure you document this well so I can offer solid feedback. All right, I think that's it.